Watch this lady's video in its entirety. It is so important to understand where real threats lie and what they might look like so that you can keep your children safe or at least do as much as possible. Obviously, nothing is 100% foolproof, but please watch this video. I'm going to come in on the back end.
Hi, everybody. So I sent a survey one time to convicted child molesters in the penitentiary here in Oklahoma. I mailed out 600 questionnaires. They had 18 questions on them each, and 200 of them answered those questionnaires and sent them back. All but one of those 200 had molested someone they either knew or they were related to. So 199 out of the 200 molested someone they knew, not a stranger. And it was interesting to me that it almost always happened in the victim's house. And the three things they told these kids were, one, they simply said, just don't tell anybody. One person did threaten the child, but the others told the victim they would get into trouble, which is something that we need to talk to kids about, of course. Most of them ended up being caught because the victim finally told someone, and it was almost always a grandparent, which is another reminder why that strong, good relationship with a grandparent can be so important for children. Now, one of them said, Lori, we are a master manipulator, not just of children, but of adults. He was like, I'm a father, I'm a brother, I'm a husband, and nobody in my life would know that I find a 10-year-old in a short skirt and knee socks sexy. Something else for us to remember. I talked to one of them. He's serving triple life sentences for his child molestation crimes. And he says, I could no more stop this as an addict than I could if I was doing crack cocaine. And what he said to me was just so shocking. He said, they're not human to me. They are objects. They are like a ham sandwich or a remote control. They are just a tool that I use to satisfy a need I have. And he said to him, it was never about the sex, which I hear from a lot of sex offenders. They say it's all about total power and control over their victims. A lot of the child molesters in the survey said the child came on to me, and they also would say things like kids know what they want and we should let them have what they want. One child molester said to me, Lori, if parents don't teach their kids about sex, we will. And that was an eye-opening thing. And he's like, I'm not just talking about sex, but how we groom kids, how we say things to them like, you're so special, you're so attractive, we have a connection that nobody else would understand that is a secret between the two of us. So when we hear from all these child molesters, it's important to know what then to teach our kids, to understand that these could be the people in their lives, their grandparents, their aunt, their uncles, their stepdad, their neighbor, their babysitter. And to talk to these kids, not just about good touching and bad touching, but the things that child molesters might say to them to groom them, to see how they see the world. But I just thought this was such an interesting way to see how child molesters think, so that we as parents, aunts, uncles, loved ones who have children in our life know how to better protect them, and also how we know to talk to the kids in our lives about these molesters out there. Be safe out there.
One thing I do not like about how we currently handle things is that we create a boogeyman that is like a monster and a nightmare, when really, in reality, the real monster is someone that you know, someone that you trust your children around, somebody that has really worked hard to look normal and fit in with society. And so we do ourselves a disservice when we hide our children from the truth, when we don't communicate, when we act like the bad person is going to be somebody scary that just pops out at night and takes your child. No, it's going to be someone that you have entrusted. And if you have not created a relationship with your children where they feel comfortable talking to you and communicating with you, where you have told them this is not right, come to me and talk to me, where you have built trust, where they know that you're not going to judge them and make them to be the one that's wrong, we are setting our children up for the okie doke. We're setting them up for trauma when we don't do this. So please take this information to heart and share it with somebody else, because people are still acting like the boogeyman is somebody that's going to jump out at night and take your children, when it's not. It's the people that you let in the front door, that you open your children up to. So keep that in mind.